Hello, hello! And today, I'm still sick as a dog, but I do have a couple things interesting to show you. So, as you remember, we changed up the top a little bit, and I like it a lot. Now, you might see uh, this little thing, which is an elevator. I changed the position and I changed the look of it. I needed something that was like I could fly under the radar, but at the same time that I could see, because I come here really often. So there's a couple things on the dockets today. And the first one is something really interesting. So I redid the whole storage system multiple times, by the way. This doesn't look like it. It might not look like it, but I spent a hell of a lot of time trying to min-max everything and create a system that would be like sturdy, but also like future proof, but also like, perfect in a sense. And I didn't do that. Not even close. So I'm going to get to this soon. But first, I want to show you the storage system I had in mind beforehand, which is kind of using the advanced compacting upgrades from sophisticated storage in here, which I probably have one compacting storage, and let's take, for example, some of you guys. Okay, so if you put this in here, and we make it work in the GUI as well, and we block none, I'll show it. It pretty much does it automatically, but when you put over 9 of something that's compactable, it's gonna automatically do it. So let's say I just locked the places so it doesn't move around, so you can see it more clearly. But yeah, basically goes in and then automatically compresses, which is really interesting for like bulk storage, because as I'll show you in a minute, with a setup like this, and if we go into at all the compressed, you can see that every single compressible block is compressible up to 9 times, which is absolutely crazy because, as you can see right here, a single block is almost worth 4 million blocks, which you can times that by 9 in the case of, let's say, vibranium, because you need 9 to make a block. So it's almost 1 billion per block. Actually, it's more than 1 billion per block, which is absolutely crazy. But just in terms of block, I have it right here written down. This would allow us to get... I'm going to have to read it again because it's a crazy number. Okay, so it's 25,000 billion blocks that this would allow, which is why I tried to go for it. I really wanted to make it work. But there were so many inconveniences to that system. Let's say I'm right here, and I'll show you why and how we have that many diamonds. But for example, when all of the blocks are compressed like so, and I'll just do a couple more, and then we'll do more. Well, let's stop it at there. It doesn't matter. Let's say we want to make this bad boy. We need diamonds. And then let's say we do this. But in a system where we have this setup, there would never be more than 9. There would never be 9 or more of cobblestone, or in this case, diamonds. So making one recipe of this would be a cakewalk, but making more, we would always have to go and diamond blocks. So we'd always have to come over here and like compress the blocks, which was a real hassle, and it made crafting like a real pain. It wasn't fun, it was slow, so I decided to change it up. Now, this system that I went with is pretty strong, is pretty comfortable, it's pretty, it's complex, but also quite intuitive. It's basically, I use the same system of priority than we used in another video, and we go down in priority. So basically, once things go into our dank, it imports all the items into our storage, and then it goes by priority, first into this chest, then this one, then this one, and so on. Now, this is really good because since we now have a lot of netherite, which I'll show you again why, but I think I showed you why, but I'll show you again because I upgraded it even further, the farm. But this allows us to have up to 65,000 blocks or items in a single slot, which is really, really strong. And it's something that I don't think I'm going to need to upgrade for a long while. And when I upgrade it, I'll upgrade it to probably go for the max size, which I'm thinking might be with dank. Because if we use dank as our storage system, every single slot is going to be able to go to 2.1 billion items, which that sounds pretty cute. But yeah, and with using double netherite chests, we have a lot of space. It allows us for pretty comfortable storage of almost anything. Now, there are some sad examples. For example, this fried chicken. We're probably never going to make a lot, and that takes one of the slots. But I think that's one of the sad parts of this storage system that is going to have to stay like this for a little while. Because making netherite chests are interesting. They're easy, and I can expand this like almost. That's probably 8 blocks wide. No, that's more than 8. That's 16. So yeah, we can upgrade it 16-fold very easily. Which I don't think there's enough items in the game even to fill that much. But so yeah, I also did, you can see low priority. This is a priority of minus 9,999. And this is pretty much things I place manually out of the storage because it's like very unique items that don't really work into our storage system. For example, like oak nest with a yellow carpenter bee. I'm pretty sure the NBD data inside of this nest makes it so like even to, yeah. This is a green carpenter bee. But I think even if they were the same color, they would never mix and match unless, like, I'll show you if there are bees outside. But if you've ever looked at the bees, it's really, well, they're all gone. But basically, the mason bee has stats. It has like high productivity and etc. and etc. Which are all kind of unique stats, which are not really compilable. So that's one of the weaknesses, but I can also kind of make a caveat with this that I just manually sort it, which is not great. But I still have to do it, even if you've ever seen applied energistics, they use disks, which is a really interesting way of working with items. Basically, let's say a disk has 1,000 items. Well, you could put 1,000 bone meal in it, or you could put 1,000 different items with at a one slot. So like this would take one place out of 1,000, and this right here would take 1,000 out of 1,000. So it's really good for items such as these, which are kind of like oddballs. Well, mostly these, I would say. Because items which have a lot of NBT data are highly recommended not to use that. I'll show you. Even the storage says it. The store, not the storage, but the... Okay, NBT data and you. Looking for creating virtual storage, refined networks, or applied energistics. These are both great ways to upgrade your storage, but it's important to talk about NBD items and the best way to store them. Basically, this says that they have extra tags attached to them. So durability, enchanted items, apotheosis gems, which this one I kind of disagree with, I think. Anyway, we'll talk about that later, but maybe in the future. Because they don't usually stack. Indeed. When you store a lot of these into a storage system like RS or refined storage or applied energistics too, you run into the chance of creating issues for your save or server. Because of this, best to store them in chests or bags. I think I'm gonna have to do this in the future anyway, or we're gonna have to one day when we import items from a dimensional chest or a dank, we're gonna have to have a filtering system that automatically trashes or converts or deletes all of the items like separately before it goes back into our storage. So that's going to be an interesting project for sure. But if we go, and this is part of the first point, which I did second and third before, but still. So as you can see right here, first of all, I'm kind of a high level. That's because of this farm. I've been AFK quite a while. And I upgraded it right here. I doubled the salvagers because with the upgrade of, which I'll show you right here, I put a spawner right above, which is, it's a nether skeleton, wither skeleton spawner, which we'll see in like probably a second. They're spawning really quick. I feel like they're spawning quicker than usual when I'm up here. Maybe it's just a placebo. But yeah, so nether wither skeletons, which are really interesting because they give a lot of very strong but also unusual items. For example, they give this, which is good, you know, wither skeleton skulls, but it's because of the mod wither skeleton tweaks. We also get what are they called? Wither skeleton skull fragments. Yeah, wither skull fragments, which you only need 9 to make a wither skull. So that's how we got our almost 4,000 skeleton skulls, which obviously we're going to make use of in the future. Don't you worry. But yeah, they also give a couple other, like the rib, which can be used to make other skulls, or a fragment, a charm fragment, or but they do also give, which is really interesting, about bones, you know, but coal, which is pretty nice because if you can see right here, we're up to 6,000 blocks of coal, and because as I showed you in the other episode, we got they give us netherite diamonds and all of that. We're up to over 60,000 diamonds because we have almost 40,000 here, and we have 2,000 times 9, which is 20,000, a little bit under 20,000. But yeah, we're almost at 60,000 diamonds, which I don't even know what to do. I'm probably going to at some point build some massive diamond building just for the lols. But yeah, today was a really different episode. It went by really fast for me. I don't know about you guys, but I really wanted to show you the quote unquote progress because this was so much brainstorming, and while having a fever and being sick as a dog, I think it would have been pretty funny to see me because I was like thinking for like 30 seconds and then I tried something and then I went to check and I'm like, oh fuck, it doesn't work. I managed to not cough for a while, but it's catching up to me. But yeah, so if you have ideas for storage, I'm really interested because I'd like something that's modular, but like at the same time that's simple enough, like upgrade. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed because this might have been a more technical video, but it was all the same pretty fun for me. And I hope I'm gonna have something. I'm gonna try to have something really interesting for the next episode, like something crazy. So stay tuned and have a nice day. Bye bye.